Today is day 24, but why can't we live history in the past is what we're going to talk about today. So this has to do, a lot of times people say, but oh, that's history, enslavement, old history. We don't need to talk about that. Well, history shapes the present and will continue to shape the future. It's like a GPS thing, right? You cannot say, oh, I'm going to California. The GPS is set to Boston, and yeah, I'm going to Boston. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going to Boston. No. The GPS coordinates are way off in the history of race in this country. So we have to figure out what's going on before we can take action. If you think racism is just the N word, then you can't do this work. You're not well informed. Now, history has value. History connects us to the past and the future. You play a role in that. One of the things that I think about is my Yoruba heritage, right? The other day I was going to do something and my sister said, as a Yoruba woman, you cannot do that. And I was like, ooh, I could feel my ancestors come and say, remember who you are, remember who you are. We prayed for you, we designed you, we informed your own humanity. In South Africa, the concept of Ubuntu is I am because you are. If I cannot look in your eyes and see my own reflection as a human being, both in your eyes, in behavior, in how we treat each other, then I'm not human and you're not human. I am because you are. We need each other, okay? And that's why we have to look at history, our combined history. In truth and reconciliation work globally, you have people that come in and say, okay, we're ready to make peace. This happened. Your family did this to me. In restorative justice, it's the same thing. The offender comes in and the victim comes in and the victim says, the victim says, you hurt me. You killed my mother, right? Now I don't have a mother. And that offender has to sit there and take it and be real, like what is in me that caused this to happen. Same thing in truth and reconciliation commissions globally. When there's war in the land and they're trying to make peace for people to go back to how they used to be. That's why I call myself a racial justice peace builder. I want peace built in this work so we can do the hard part of telling the truth, right? You cannot move forward without the truth telling, and we interpret history differently. People would like to say slavery never happened, kind of like the Holocaust never happened, right? How do you heal if they're denying that you were ever harmed? That's why we need the historical perspective. It needs to be established as a fact, and then we move forward. We always talk about truth and reconciliation, but that reconciliation word is funny. You see, reconciliation means that there was a conciliation where two people saw themselves as humans. There was a war or a battle or a misstep, and now they're trying to reconcile to going back to being human towards each other. In the case of racism, slavery was never an issue of Black people being human. So we are talking about truth and conciliation. We just need to get to the place where Black people are thought of as human beings in this society. So compassion note for today is our common humanity includes past, present, and future. It is a time orientation. Your life is not just about you. Who your people were is important. Who you will be is important. Dig into your own family history is your action step. Find out what's the shellac of niceness has done in your family. Change things. Talk about it. Research it. As a descendant of an Irish American, I used to think, oh, my people didn't own slaves, we're good. No, I still had a ton of privileges because of the fact that some of my heritage is white, right? For instance, my grandma was a New York public school teacher who taught mathematics. She had a master's in mathematics from Columbia University in New York, my white grandmother. And during the Great Depression, she was able to take care of her whole family. Right? So she had education privilege, and as a white person, she was able to have a job when Black people couldn't have jobs. These are the things we must address and talk about. Cheerios.